Why do certain things trigger synesthesia? Imagine tasting a sound or seeing colors when you think of numbers. That's what happens in synesthesia. It's a strange way the brain mixes up senses, creating unique experiences. But why do some things set off these cross-sensory reactions? Well, scientists believe it all comes down to how our brains are wired. One idea is called the cross-activation theory. It suggests that in people with synesthesia, different parts of the brain that usually stay separate are more connected. For example, the brain areas that process colors and numbers might be linked more tightly. When a person sees a number, their brain might automatically trigger a color because those areas are communicating more than usual. Another explanation is the disinhibited feedback theory. Normally, the brain keeps sensory signals separate by suppressing unnecessary connections. But in synesthetes, this suppression is weaker. So, signals from one sense can spill over into another, causing those mixed experiences. For example, hearing music might also make someone see shapes or colors because the brain isn't filtering the signals as it normally would. There's also a theory that involves semantic associations. This means that certain ideas or words become linked to specific sensory perceptions over time. For example, a person might associate the word 7 with the color blue because they learned to connect the two early on. These links can be reinforced through experience or even genetic factors. Genetics play a role too. Many people with synesthesia have family members who experience it, which suggests it runs in families. But scientists are still trying to figure out exactly how genes influence these brain connections. Sometimes, synesthetic experiences can be triggered by external factors like drugs or substances. Psychedelic drugs, for instance, can temporarily induce synesthesia in people who don't usually have it. This shows that the brain's wiring can be altered by chemicals, creating those cross-sensory effects. Hypnosis and training can also sometimes produce synesthesia-like experiences. By focusing the mind or practicing certain exercises, some people can temporarily develop these unusual perceptions. It's like rewiring the brain for a little while. Understanding what triggers synesthesia helps scientists learn more about how our brains process sensory information. It also opens up possibilities for new treatments for sensory disorders or even ways to boost creativity. When you think about it, the brain's ability to create these bizarre and beautiful sensory blends shows just how adaptable and complex our biology really is. So, in the end, certain things trigger synesthesia because of how our brain's wiring and chemistry interact. Whether it's genetic makeup, brain cross-connections, or external influences, these triggers reveal the incredible ways our minds can sometimes blur the lines between senses.